Hello everybody, welcome to One Punch Man Season 2 Episode 8 anime review. This week I actually enjoyed myself a lot more than I thought I would. This has been a bit of an inconsistent season, let's go with that. Last week I was really not enjoying myself, why the video I made it so short, because I was like, you know what, there's not much to talk about. And you can argue the same for this week, but this week the animation wasn't complete garbage, so that's good. It's still not season 1 level, but it's way better than last week, and I consider that a win. So hopefully they can fix up all the animation in a Blu-ray or something. They can fix it all up, make it look nice, and make it not an eyesore. That's a good thing. I feel like that's something they should be doing, definitely. So the episode begins with the opposite of opening actually, closing ceremony of the tournament arc. Suiryu won because of Saitama's DQ obviously, and everything is going pretty well, and then monsters invade and they come in from the sky. There's a very strong one whose name I don't remember. I'm going to look right now really discreetly and hope people don't know. It doesn't say yet, but that's fine. Basically their objective is to turn people into monsters, specifically the martial artists, turn them into monsters so they're extra strong and will join the Monster Association's cause. Fine. The Monster Association, I've struggled to get behind them as villains, if that makes sense, because I think Garou is way more interesting, and Suiryu is kind of like an anti-hero type thing. That's more interesting. The Monster Association is just like, well, there's a lot of monsters, I'm trying, but I guess they're the main villains, so I've got to treat them as such. So, I'll give them some credit for their well thought out scheme. Up next we have the two heroes that were competing. They get wrecked by the monster whose name is Gotetsu. I've written it down now, or Gotetsu, but I think it's pronounced Gotetsu. And he has some cells, they're monster cells, throws them out. Also, fun fact about him, he was the previous champion of the tournament. But then he was killed by a monster, but he wasn't. He got turned into a monster, and now he's extra powerful, which is, interesting. Gives a little bit of backstory to this guy who's just going to get one punched, because it's kind of what this show's about. I'm not sure if you're aware. But yeah, the cells, some of the martial artists start eating them, including one guy who turned into a red demon thing. You can't expect me to remember all these people's names. I remember important people, or people that I perceive to be important. But Red Demon guy is not one of them. But yeah, so it all looks a bit hopeless. There's a lot of people eating the things, and it's not going well for our good guys. Well, we don't really have any at the moment. Our heroes, they're gone knocked to the sky. Let's go with that. Suiryu then asks a nearby cheerleader, I guess she's a cheerleader, or it's a girl. He's like, hey, will you go on a date with me if I can deal with the monsters? And she's like, yes, whatever, you can do that. So then he rebels, I guess, against the monsters, fights them. And the animation for this part specifically, it was good. I know people are gonna be like, well, the season 1 was better. Yeah, I'm not arguing that, but this was still JC Staff at their best. My theory is, I have no evidence to support it, that last week looked so bad, so this week wouldn't look too terrible. Oh, man, these compliments. I said I wouldn't talk about the animation, but I've realised that was a mistake, because it's something that needs to be talked about, because it's inconsistent. It's not bad, it's inconsistent. So I'm going to talk about it. And if you don't like that, sorry. But where was I? He's fighting the dudes, he's winning, fights the demon guy, they have a proper fight with him. Proper 1v1, and he manages to beat him as well before getting curb stomped by Gotetsu, because he is a very strong man and Suiryu is just a regular strong man. Quick note before the next proper section, I guess. Garou starts a fight with Watchdog Man. I imagine we might get more on that next week. It's literally just him starting the fight, we don't get anything else about it. So I'm just going to include it in this section here and hope that that's okay. But back to the main fight. Suiryu is still fighting Gotetsu and losing a lot. He gets curb smacked to the side. There's 3 bird monsters that he also isn't doing particularly well against. And then what happens next? I gotta find it. There's a guy next to him, or off to the side watching him getting beat up, and he's like, you were strong, but they're stronger. So then he eats all the monster cells and then I guess passes out. I thought he died originally, but he didn't. He just passed out. which comes into play later on. So Suiryu is getting pretty badly beaten up, but he gets saved by, I was going to say Sam and Max. It's Max and Snek is actually who it is. They were the two heroes that just happened to be there. They've gotten changed and are now ready to fight. They defeat the three Birdmen. It's not even a fight, it just kind of cuts to them being defeated. It was, okay. Budget cuts, or is that a time thing? JC Staff, I need the answer. I'm not leaving until you, well, I will, because I have things to do. Okay, but then Suiryu runs away while the other two heroes fight Gotetsu, and by fight I mean get defeated handily off screen. And then a second monster comes up to block Suiryu's escape, and he gets well, he gets completely wrecked, if I'm being honest. Second monster is that guy that ate all the cells earlier, so loop back round. So I guess he is, well, he's not going to last longer than another episode, and we'll find out why in just a second. So a little bit of admin from the monster administration. We find out their goals. I'm not going to repeat them. It was turn people to monsters, prove they're really good, and kidnap someone. That was it. I just said I wasn't going to do it, but I did. And then the new monster guy gets told by Gotetsu where the Monster Association HQ is. He's like, come here if you want to join up. And I'm like, okay, that seems like a... so now, assuming Suiryu heard, he's going to help out the heroes for the all-out assault. Oh, that'd actually be pretty cool. I hope they do that. All heroes on deck to attack the Monster Association base. That would be pretty sick, actually. That would be good. I'd appreciate that. But Suiryu at this point, he's a bit of a snivelling coward. He's like, please don't kill me. Please just let me go, man. And no, it's not what happens. But then he shouts very loudly for help. He's like, someone who's a hero, please come save me. I'm going to die. No one comes for a little bit, but then someone does come. Spoiler, it's Saitama. Saitama shows up, it's like, I heard you shouting. Good job holding him off. Now I'm going to one-punch him, because, you know, maybe the fight will last a bit longer than one punch, but it's not really what happens normally, is it? It's usually a poo-poo, and then we're done. I guess we've also got Garou and Watchdog Man fighting, so I guess we could cut in between them. That'll probably be next week. Yeah, like I said, this episode was a lot better than last week. Maybe the best episode of Season 2. From an animation standpoint, it's up there. Like, it wasn't Garbo, which is good, because, I mean, I can handle average animation. It's just when it's really bad, that's when I'm like, no. Anyway, let me know what you guys thought about the episode and stuff, and I will see you next week.